Saturday, June 29th, and you are watching You Don't Watch Sports right here on the Feo Grande YouTube network. I am Bill Smith, and I am joined, as always, with the man, the myth, the legend, Feo Grande himself, Omari Ellis. Slight technical difficulties on Omari's end, but we will continue on. Omari, you okay with that? Okay,
I'll agree.
great. Uh, we are You Don't Watch Sports, where we cover three topics here in the sports world, just to sprinkle a little sports information into your casual conversation, as we are the guiding light through the sea that is sports talk. We're going to cover three topics. On to topic number one. Topic number one is the NBA draft has happened, and we got a lot of things going on. Just want to cover a couple of quick points. Obviously, we have the number one overall draft, big deal here. Zachary Researcher from France. The story on this guy is great talent, overperformed in France with professionals much older than him, but they are concerned, does he have the body to maintain a long NBA career, a long NBA season with how physical and strong everybody is in the NBA. That would be the story from the number one pick. And then obviously the big story is the number 55 pick in the second round. The Lakers choose Bronny James. So LeBron James and Bronny will be the first father-son tandem to ever play on the same NBA team at the same time. That is going to be highly interesting, and we'll all keep following along for that. On to topic number two, the MLB standings. We're going to check in again on the MLB standings, popping in every once in a while as we do, because it is a long, long baseball season. In the American League East, the Baltimore Orioles have finally come over the mountain of the New York Yankees, who have been holding strong on that division for quite a while. Yankees are on a little bit of a slide, playing some sloppy baseball. We're hoping they're going to get it together and start to climb back up. I personally like a powerful Yankees team. It just kind of feels like baseball when the Yankees are being the Yankees. But we still have the Yankees there right behind them. I guess it's technically a tied series, a tied division, but the Orioles have one less loss currently. So we'll be keeping an eye on that one. You got the Cleveland Guardians in the AL Central, still on the top of the division, 7 games up from the nearest person in Minnesota Twins. So looks like they're going to continue to have that division on lock unless something changes here come the trade deadline. 5.5 games up is the Seattle Mariners in the American League West, just above the Houston Astros, who were just playing the worst baseball ever for Houston at the beginning of the year, and they're starting to climb back up almost to 500. We'll see if they can get there. On the National League side, we have the Philadelphia Phillies in the East, who are dominating, but something dramatic just happened to their star player, Bryce Harper. Let's check in, see live update. Have we gotten him on injury? Phillies have placed Bryce Harper on the injured list. Let's see. We're gonna start with the 10 days. Just a strained left hamstring. Running the bases at the in the final play of the ninth inning in the game the other night. So hopefully he can get that sorted and back on the field quickly, because he's just having an amazing season. The National League Central is currently led by the Milwaukee Brewers at 6.5 games up above the St. Louis Cardinals, who have breached the 500 mark and are now in the second spot in our wild card. In the West, you have the Los Angeles Dodgers currently 7.5 games up on the San Diego Padres. So that is the view of baseball right now. On the National League side, you have 3 divisional leaders that don't look like they're really going anywhere right now in the Phillies, the Brewers, and the Dodgers. Then you have your wild cards teams in the Atlanta Braves and the St. Louis Cardinals, but several wild card teams just within a few games of each other right there in the pack. And then in the American League in the East, the Baltimore Orioles and the New York Yankees look like they're going to be battling it out all year long, and we'll see if we'll see who comes on top at the end of the year. Otherwise, the Cleveland Guardians are holding strong in the Central, and we have the Seattle Mariners that I really personally would love to see run the West. Omari, what do you think about that?
I'll agree.
All right. Astute observation, my friend. Let's see here. We checked in on the wild card. Who is on top of the American League wild card right now? So it would be the New York Yankees. So that New York Yankees Baltimore swap is going to keep happening, and whoever's not running the division is probably going to be leading the wild card unless things happen. And then beyond that, you got a tie coming out of the Central between the Twins and the Kansas City Royals, currently at right there neck and neck for the second wild card spot. So we'll see what happens there as we approach the All-Star game. Bryce Harper was our leading vote getter for the All-Star game, but looks like he is, I mean, I would guess you're not going to participate if you just went on the 10-day IL shortly before the All-Star game. So we'll see who takes his place there. On to topic number three. Omar, you ready to get on to topic number three?
I'll agree.
Perfect. Perfect. All right. So we're going to go on to AEW Forbidden Doors happening this weekend, Omari. And we've got a bunch of matches. We're going to run through, there's like 15 matches, obviously. It's a AEW pay-per-view. We're just going to run through a handful of them real quick. So starting off, we have Orange Cassidy versus Zack Sabre Jr. Orange Cassidy has been getting a lot of wins. I feel like this is a moment where you can give Orange Cassidy a loss. Also, the other weird thing about this pay-per-view is it looks like we are going to have a lot of AEW people potentially winning in these Forbidden Door crossover matches. And I would imagine you want a little bit of a handshake exchange on a few things here.
I'll
So
agree.
I'm gonna go with Zack Sabre Jr. on that one. We have the IWGP title being defended by John Moxley against Tetsuya Naito. Now, this is another interesting one. This could go to Naito. Again, you're going to be having, although you may not, but it feels like it's you think John Moxley is going to win this one. But Naito could win it, and you could give another win to those New Japan guys that are coming over and participating in the pay-per-view. AEW Women's World Championship. Timeless Tony Storm versus Mina Shirakawa for the love of Mariah May as well. This has been a fun storyline. This has been one outside of the typical Forbidden Door season where it's just like a 2-week build and then a match. They've been working on this one for 3 months,
I'll
maybe
agree.
longer. So you assume this is going to be Timeless Tony Storm. It's going to be I would imagine it's going to be an interesting finish with some things. We're gonna have some things in the finish. Um, this could lead to, there's a lot of possibles. Could this lead to the Mariah May Timeless Tony Storm breakup that we assume is going to happen at some point, leading to the Mariah Tony match? Or do you make the Mariah Tony match by Mariah winning the Owen Hart tournament, and then you kind of use the lock-in of them having a match to start to break down the relationship? I don't know. I think something's going to happen here, but inevitably Tony's going to walk out still with the championship.
I'll agree.
The other women's championship here in AEW, Omari, anything to add?
I'll agree.
Okay, cool. The other women's championship here in AEW, you got the TBS title, held by Mercedes Moné, is going to be defending it belt for belt with the New Japan Strong Open Women's Championship. I may have that title wrong. This title was created by New Japan with the idea that Mercedes would be defending it. And then she got injured and went to Willow for a little while. I We have to assume that this is a foregone conclusion. This is going to be a great match. This is maybe, other than the main event, this is the match of the night for me. We have, I think it's going to be hard hitting, really good stuff. Inevitably, Mercedes will walk out on top. Omari, do you have anything? You're a Mercedes Sasha fan.
I'll agree.
Okay. Now on to our AEW Forbidden Door main event featuring two well-established AEW stars. Um, just a little dig. It's not really a Forbidden Door match, but we're excited about it nonetheless. AEW World Champion Swerve Strickland versus AEW International Champion Will Ospreay for the AEW World Championship. This is one of the more unpredictable matches in AEW for a while because
I'll agree.
I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know who's going to come out with this one. You don't want Swerve Strickland to lose the title so quickly, in my opinion. But it also seems like they don't want Will Ospreay to lose necessarily. Seems like the rocket is strapped to him, and it's just, I don't know. It's because you got All In coming up, and you're setting up All In. So it's really a question of what is the biggest AEW, and this may be too WWE brain thinking, I'll admit.
I'll agree.
But for me, I look at it and I say, what is the biggest AEW World Championship match I can make at Wembley Stadium? Is it Swerve Strickland versus Will Ospreay? Is it MJF versus Will Ospreay? Is it Swerve Strickland versus a currently not on television Hangman Page? These are things I think about. Is it Will Ospreay, Bryan Danielson too? There's a lot of ways they can go with this, and I'm not sure where they're going. You could have Will win this here, setting up a Will Ospreay MJF Wembley. You could have Will Ospreay win here, setting up Bryan Danielson, Will Ospreay too. You could have Swerve Strickland win this, and immediately after have the return of Hangman Page to set up Swerve Strickland's next opponent. I don't know. I don't know. In my heart, Swerve Strickland will be winning tomorrow night. In my head, I think it's Will Ospreay,
I'll agree.
but we'll see. Omari, what do you think?
I'll agree.
All right. All right, sir. Well, those are our three topics. I hope you enjoy Forbidden Door tomorrow night, wherever you get pay-per-views. Otherwise, we will be checking in with you on all of these wonderful shows we have here on the Feo Grande YouTube network. You have on Mondays, we have Mock Draft, where we take silly things and draft them in silly ways just to have some fun. And those are awesome. You can see us do a Jim Carrey baseball team or a Looney Tunes football team or a fight to the death with cereal mascots. Lots of fun going on over there on Mock Draft on Mondays. You have on Tuesdays the Whatever We Want. No, that's on Wednesdays. You have on Tuesdays the This Guy Hasn't Seen show, where Omari and I will talk about movies and TV shows and documentaries and concert films and wrestling matches and sports videos and All of these things that one guy has seen and the other one hasn't. It's just I really want to show you this thing show. And we find things that I really want to show Omari. Omari really wants to show me, and we share them with each other. It's kind of like a book club, but with movies. I think you should do it too. On Wednesdays, we have the Whatever We Want podcast with friend of the channel, friend of the show, Super Jazz,
I'll agree.
where they do exactly that. Talk about whatever they want. That comes out on Wednesdays. And then you got some other things in the fire cooking for Thursdays and Fridays. Stay tuned. We will have something for you every day of the week at some point. On Saturdays, it is this show that you're watching right now. You Don't Watch Sports. That is the Feo Grande YouTube calendar. I'm so glad you're here joining us. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, comment on what topics you would like us to cover, comment on topics that you disagree with me on AEW. I'm perfectly fine with arguing you in the comments. I am Bill Smith. That was Omari Ellis.
I'll agree.
Have a great sports week.